What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of the Coffee Moto Pod. Yes, I have some things to talk about here. Some things in the industry that have been going around, things I've heard. Before we start, because the Cooper Webb thing that we're going to talk about later, that'll be the third thing we talk about. That is just a rumor, and you'll see what it is because there is some drama there. Involving him and KTM, but probably the reason you clicked on this video, because I did not completely clickbait the title of this podcast. Eli Tomac coming back. Now, I have I call him a reliable source. You might know him, Travis Ridenauer from the Moto Aftermath show. I've been on that show 3 times now, all this season. And I just wanted to clear up something. So the rumor going around, and we're just going to start off right off the bat. Eli Tomac is coming back to racing, which honestly is really shocking. Now, I know the rumor going around at the moment is that he'll do 2 years. So he'll do 24 and 25 and then he'll retire. That is not at all what I'm hearing. So I texted my buddy Travis here, and I asked him how true it was, and he basically came back and told me that it's only a 1-year Supercross only deal for $1.5 million. And by the way, before you go spreading that out, that is just a rumor. He said he heard it from a very reliable source, but still I'm skeptical. Like I said, the news that's out on everybody's pages is that he'll go 2 more years. I'm hearing one more year, which would be Supercross only. So only Supercross next year. And let's be real, even if he comes back, not sure he'll be the same. I don't think we're gonna see the beast mode Eli Tomac ever again. I mean, Vince Freezy, I had no idea. We'll get to World Supercross talk here in this pod as well at the end of it. But Freezy, who's riding World Supercross, I had no idea had a torn Achilles, and he's riding pretty well. We'll talk about that there at the end. But still, I don't think Eli is going to be the same. So what I'm hearing from it is a 1-year Supercross only deal for Eli Tomac. Oh my God, I keep scrubbing that. Anyway, like I always say, the gameplay is the background. But Eli Tomac, that is kind of big news coming back right there. I also did hear a rumor that he was actually getting paid by MX Sports to come do outdoors before he hurt his leg, which that's, like I said, only a rumor. But still, if that's true, that kind of takes it out. And can we just talk about the controlled narrative? I want to go back to Arlington of this year, 2023, when it was announced that Eli was going to come back. I remember I listened to Moto Aftermath show, and he said he saw this, and I believe I saw it too. Vital MX put up something that, oh, Eli's in for outdoors, right? And then apparently that post went away, and then Feld and everybody announced it the next day, race day. It is funny. A little bit of tangent, but that's what we do. A little bit of a tangent here, but that's what we do. The controlled narrative in our sport is unreal. I mean, there's stuff that us insiders find out about way before, and we'll talk about one of them here coming up. There is so much control narratives, especially with that Eli Tomac situation. I'm sure everybody at Feld and MX Sports is kind of freaking out that news is out. I'm sure they're freaking out that other news is out too, because they want to be the one to announce it, like they wanted to be the ones to announce Eli going outdoors this year. But if you really pay attention to it, the controlled narrative is ridiculous sometimes. But yeah, so like I said, there's so much out here with this Eli Tomac thing. I think the fact that we're even getting him back is pretty cool. And I don't blame Eli for coming back. That is a terrible way to go out in your career. I would rather see him come back and struggle to a third place than watch him go out like that. Or just see him go out on top like he was probably going to do in that Supercross season. That was bad. But the fact that Eli Tomac coming back, that is really cool. So that's about all I have on Eli Tomac. I'm sorry that was really short, but that's your Eli Tomac update. 1 year Supercross only, or 2 years everything. But I think the big thing of that is we're gonna see Eli Tomac and Jet Lawrence race. That'll be so that, like, whether it's 1 year, whether it's 2 years that they're racing, those battles are gonna be epic. Even though I don't think Eli might not have the intensity that he did before he got hurt. He didn't even have the intensity in 2023, let's be real. But yeah, if Eli is almost back to normal, then maybe not 24, but if he comes back in 25, that'll be pretty good. But like I'm gonna put this out here before I get off the Eli Tomac thing. If you watch this whole thing and you have heard something very reliable that kind of debunks my my rumor that I heard from the Moto Aftermath show, is the 1 year 0.5 million or whatever he's doing. If you hear something, if you've heard something that's credible to the 2 year thing, not anything you've seen, if you've actually talked to someone that's got credible information about his deal, feel free to put it in the comments below and tell me I'm an idiot. I'm not shy to being called an idiot. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about Redbud here. I just want to touch on Redbud because that was this past weekend. We had a lot of things motorsports related. We had World Finals for Monster Jam, which I'm gonna do a separate podcast for, play Monster Jam Steel Titans. And we had World Supercross start their series, which I'll talk about that at the end because there's things we got to talk about here. And then we had Redbud this weekend. Racing was back. I'm going to touch on it for a little bit here, so you might hear the same old things that you've heard on other podcasts. That's fine. Anyway, Jet continues, and honestly, I know I've listened to some things here today, and I kind of want to come on and debunk them, because what I saw from Redbud and also what I saw from Hangtown, just being there and watching it, a lot of people got excited when Dylan started to catch Jet in that second moto, and honestly I got excited too. But whether he's telling the truth or not, honestly, I don't think he's telling the truth. Jet said that second moto that he was just kind of cruising and saw the pit board say 1.4 or whatever and said, oh no, I need to go, like I need to pull out again. I don't believe that's what happened at all. I honestly believe Jet's playing with them right here. He's giving them, I think like when Carmichael and Stewart were doing it, granted I've seen nothing from those series, but I've heard about it. He would break his competitors' spirits by just dominating them, like pulling out like 34 seconds or whatever. And he just gave his competitor, Carmichael and Stewart just gave their competitors no hope. I think Jet I think is playing with these guys. Like he'll let them get, like this weekend, he let Ferrandis get like within 2 seconds and then drop the hammer. And that right there, that is actually smart what he's doing. He's actually like, what's the right word? He's actually breaking their spirits just by doing that. But honestly, that's just my opinion of what he's doing. I think he can easily, and we honestly might see it at Southwick this weekend. He's my pick to win Southwick. I don't think anyone has a chance at beating him at Southwick. We might see that this weekend at Southwick. He might go out and do a 30-second. I'm just gonna go. Like, he might not play with them like he is. I think this 4 to 5 seconds wins or whatever he's doing, I think it's a combination of he's managing it, not trying to throw it all away, but he's also playing with them, like giving them hope and then snatching it from him. So that's about my 450 race recap. 250 Hunter is okay. I'm hearing for Southwick. I have heard through some other media outlets that he will not be 100% for Southwick. He might be like in the 80s as far as percent. And Southwick, I mean, if you bummed up your arm like he did, which by the way, I'm glad it's not broken. That would be terrible for him to go out that way. But I was thinking about this earlier. Last thing I'll touch on Redbud. If Deegan wins Southwick, which I don't think he will, but if Deegan wins Southwick and Hunter can't even get third, yeah, I think Deegan's going to win this title. I honestly thought Deegan was going to win this title when it wasn't clear what Hunter's status was, honestly. I think this championship battle is going to be a lot closer. Deegan getting that win is kind of scary, honestly, but he's really good at Redbud. I think he's going to be like how Chase and Eli, or how Chase is at Washougal. That's going to be Deegan for Redbud. Like, or how Eli is at Daytona. That's how Deegan's going to be for Redbud. So Deegan is just, I'm glad. I didn't even realize this till they said it. That's the first American to win an outdoor race this year. That was pretty cool. That crowd was loud, though. I just don't. At the time, I didn't agree with it. But after hearing some stuff, maybe. I don't know how I feel about Deegan celebrating that win so heavy. I understand it's your first one. But and the fact that he didn't even mention Hunter's name on the podium kind of pissed me off, because y'all can agree or disagree with me all you want. Hunter Lawrence was going to go 1-1 at Redbud. I'm stamping it right now. Hunter Lawrence was going to go run 1 at Redbud had that not happened. And honestly, even if he didn't go 1-1, he was going to win the overall. That's just my opinion. So for him not to mention his name was kind of terrible. Didn't like that. But also, I did hear in the press conference, because I did watch that. We can talk about something in the press conference real quick before we move on. He didn't know that Hunter was down, so I understand that. If you don't know, then obviously you're not going to celebrate as heavy. Obviously, this goes back to the Chase Sexton thing and Honda at Denver. They knew, so they knew not to celebrate. Kind of the same situation here. I feel like if they knew that Hunter was possibly hurt, then they wouldn't celebrate it as heavy. That's just my opinion. Another thing, the track changes were pretty cool. I think I like the old layout better, though. And that start is dangerous. And can we just, real quick before we move on to that press conference, can I just say, I have never seen so many first turn pileups in the few years I've been watching outdoors. Supercross, I haven't even seen this many in Supercross in 1 year. I do think the greats have a little bit to do with it. Is it really a coincidence that we put greats in and outdoors, all of a sudden people start killing themselves off the start? I don't think so. But anyway, back to the press conference. This guy, I don't know him, but I met him when I had my media pass at Paula. I didn't really talk to him at Hangtown, but I sat next to him at Paula. Super cool dude. Dan Beaver from NBC Sports. What in the hell? And you guys probably know what I'm talking about right here. So he starts. He asked Deegan basically, what's it like training the Lawrence brothers? What in the hell? For us real ones of the sport, We all know Deegan trains at the goat farm with the Star Boys, and guess what? The Lawrence brothers don't train there. So I know a lot of people a lot of the casual fans who don't know that kind of stuff, probably don't know that these guys even train. I'm sure there's fans out there that think, oh, they just go out and race their dirt bikes for fun. No, they train, buddy. They train really hard. I'm sure a lot of people are going, what? I didn't know that. And even no, probably not them because they watched the videos. I was thinking maybe some Deegan homers thought that, but no, if they watched the videos, then they would know that. What in the hell? I mean, NBC Sports. They're the ones that pretty much market our sport. Both of them, all three of them now. How the hell did he not know that? That's just my question. So, how the hell did he not know that Deegan was not training with the Lawrence brothers? That was funny. So yeah, that's gonna do it for our Redbud recap. Just touching on Redbud because not much happened. I'm sure the 250 class at Southwick is gonna be gnarly this weekend. On to our Cooper Webb drama now. So as you all know, or actually one more thing for Redbud, and I guess this just leads us into our Cooper Webb drama. If you guys didn't know, and by the way, this is also a rumor, I have not confirmed this with anybody. Chase Sexton did not have mono. I know they put that out, and he put it out. Chase Sexton did not have mono, by the way, because how do you have, like, I've had mono before, and it sucks. It sucks. You are not, like, I don't think I think I, because I got in 8th grade, so I missed like a month of school. There is no way in hell. Well, actually, I think he missed a month, but still after a month, I was not okay. So technically, I missed like 2 months of school probably. I don't even remember, but still, you're down for a long time when you have mono. There's no way Chase Sexton had mono. Apparently this weekend when people would ask him about it or ask the team about it, they would just brush it off like it was nothing. So there was something definitely going on there. Maybe it had something to do with the race in Jet Lawrence, and he thought it wasn't going to be as easy as he thought this championship was going to be. But then there's that photo of him sleeping on the plane, which that's just a long weekend. Go ahead, buddy. So I don't think, I think there's a lot of people that think that the mono thing was just an excuse to not race. I don't know. But that leads us into our Webb drama. As you know, Cooper Webb missed Redbud this weekend, and Lewis Phillips, because I was listening to the Vital MX, I'm currently in the middle of listening to it at the moment. He noticed the short press release too. I think I noticed it, but honestly, I didn't think of it until I listened to the Moto Aftermath show, because that's where I pretty much get all my information. Let's be real. So anything that you guys are gonna hear here, it comes from the Moto Aftermath show. But they were hearing a rumor, and I honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, it makes sense. Cooper Webb this past week before Redbud signed a contract to go to back to Star Yamaha. So Cooper Webb is going to be on a Star Yamaha next year, and honestly, so the reason he rode outdoors here at the beginning of the year is because he originally, and this I think is confirmed, he originally wanted to go ride World Supercross, which we will talk about here after the Webb drama. Cooper Webb wanted to originally go back and ride World Supercross, and KTM told him no, and I think he was pissed off about it, as you all should, and then the practice crash happened. He said, you know what, F you guys, I'm not racing. And which that's stupid. Like, and who knows, maybe he'll come race a little bit. Like, honestly, I think and we'll talk about this. This is a minor annoyance of World Supercross. The next World Supercross round isn't until September, I believe. So Cooper Webb, I think either one or two things are gonna happen. Either he just pulls out of his KTM deal now and says screw it, or he rides the rest of the SMX things, and then I could see him being a wild card for one of the World Supercross rounds. We had some wild cards this weekend in World Supercross, including my buddy Dylan Woodcock. Yeah, it's very mysterious what's going on with that Cooper Webb situation. I don't think he likes the bike. I think he's just over it. I think he's just over the Bull Sugar Honey Iced Tea that's going on with KTM. I think he enjoyed the bike for Supercross, but for some reason, I honestly think it goes back to World Supercross. They told him no for World Supercross, and he said, you know what? Screw you guys, I'm out. So I personally think that he'll take whatever happened with this practice crash, which I'm not saying the practice crash didn't happen. I'm just saying the practice crash now gave him a reason to stick it to the KTM guy and say, F you, I'm not racing. That's honestly what I think what happened. I think he'll ride out his thing here with here's what I think will happen with Cooper. I think he'll ride out his the season here with KTM, whether he misses Southwick or not. I think he'll ride out the season with KTM, and then what he'll do is he'll go buy his own bike. I think he'll skip the SMX thing to go be a wild card in World Supercross. That's what I think. I think he'll skip the SMX thing, buy his own bike, go be a wild card in one of the World Supercross rounds before October 1st, and then he'll be right to Star Yamaha and off to the goat farm to train. That's what I think will happen with Cooper Webb. So, like I said, that's just a rumor I'm hearing. I'm hoping to have more information when I listen to the show next week. Yeah, I'm gonna keep snooping around and put it out on Twitter too. Anyway, let me take a drink of my fabulous coffee that I kind of went out of my way to buy today before we continue with our World Supercross talk. Cold brew is the best, isn't it? Anyway, World Supercross started this weekend. I was able to watch it. Honestly, I kind of tuned out of the first 250 Moto at Redbud and a little bit of the first 450 Moto at Redbud to watch some of it because it was on YouTube. Somebody had a live stream going on it. And apparently it was the World Supercross TV live stream, which I'm going to start with that. I'm not hating on the series at all. I love the fact that World Supercross is going global. Shout out to Adam Bailey and I'm not sure what their group is called, but shout out to them for putting this on. This is great. But I'm going to be a little critical here with the broadcast. There were times during that broadcast where there'd be bikes on the track, like it was during the final races or whatever, the main events or whatever, bikes on the track, and we're not even watching them. Like it's a blank World Supercross screen. You can hear the audio, but you just can't see it. If you want your series to grow, you can't have that happen. Anybody who probably watched that live stream probably knows what I'm talking about, knows how frustrating it was. But I was able to watch. I was able to get through and watch it. Pretty good racing, I have to say. I didn't realize Max Anstey lived so damn close to that venue. They were saying, I was like, they were saying, I was like, wow, I didn't realize. But Shane McElrath and Ken Roxon, I mean, I guess we can share the opinion here. I'm not sure why they're running the number 1 plates. Like, I know y'all won the championships last year, technically, but you won it off of 2 rounds, and no offense to Kenny, he only won that thing because of two things. Because Eli didn't race Australia, and because Vince Friese took out Justin Brayton in the first corner. So yeah, how weird is it, by the way, to see Vince Friese with the number 3? That is wild. People were actually pissed at that, saying, "Oh, Tomac's the only number 3." Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. What? It's a different series. It's a different country. It's a different promoter. It's FIM. Like, let the guy be. People were pissed that Friese, at least on Facebook, people were pissed that Friese was running the number 3, which I think that's petty. Y'all need to get a life. Anyway, I like the opening ceremonies because I was able to watch that. And I like that track. That track was okay. That track was fine. By the way, I hope Michael Essie's okay after his trouble in one of the SX2 main events. Because that looked gnarly. I didn't even see exactly what happened to him. That looked gnarly. But, yeah, I enjoyed World Supercross. Let's just say the only gripe I have with it was the broadcast and the fact that we have to wait 2 months to for round number 2. Then it's really gonna get going. I know why. By the way, the French GP was canceled. That was supposed to be this weekend. That got canceled, and now we're going to Abu Dhabi. This series is going to be in Abu Dhabi. That is pretty cool. I didn't even know they had stadiums there. That's not racist, by the way. I actually didn't know. But that's pretty cool. Like, this series is actually going global. The Asia one has not been announced where that's going to be. That would be cool if that was in Japan. As for the actual racing, I think Kenny's gonna take off with it. He went 3 for 3. No, he didn't go 3 for 3. That's right. Vince Friese was a goddamn roadblock in the second one. Just barely got him. Good for Vince Friese. The number 3 of Vince Friese got a win. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting if Cooper Webb goes over there and is a wild card. I think he can challenge. I think he could beat Kenny. But Kenny's just on another level. He's kind of like the Jet Lawrence of over there right now. Shane McElrath, I didn't get to watch a lot of the SX2 stuff. But as far as I saw, he rode really well. It didn't look that crowded, which I don't know why. And the thing is, you gotta think. I think they're gonna... Abu Dhabi, I don't think they're going to sell out. But as far as when it comes to Canada, which I'm not sure when the Canadian round is, but I know if y'all remember back in the day when they did the World Supercross GP, when Supercross did like 2 rounds in Canada back in the day, they went to BC Place, and that is going to be on the schedule. I'm so excited. So BC Place is going to be the North American round. I don't think you're ever gonna see, or let me just say this: I don't think you're gonna see the series come to the United States of America for a while, just because of the fact that we have American Supercross here, we have our successful Supercross series here. So I don't think you're gonna see it come to America. But if it comes to California somehow, you know who's going to that. I'm going to it if it's in California, or if it's within driving distance for me. But I don't think you're going to see that for a few years. I think they've even talked about it, like they're not coming to America just because we have an established series here. But I think their main goal is to get Supercross in countries that probably have never heard of motocross. So yeah, that'll be cool. So we were in Birmingham, Britain, England, I'm not quite sure. And then next, I don't even know where we'll be next. The one in Germany, I think, will sell out. And for the fact that Ken Roczen is from Germany, that is going to be crazy. That, I think, is going to be their most packed one. The one in Canada, I think you'll get some American fans going to that one. So that one should be cool. The one in Abu Dhabi, I'm not sure what to expect. Australia might be a little crowded just because of the fact that they have the Australian Supercross thing. There's just so many cool rounds. There's 6 of them. I'm trying to think of the other places that they are going. So France is off the schedule. Birmingham just went. I'm an idiot, as you could tell on this track. There's other places. There's other really cool places that they're going to. I'm so excited for this series, man. I hope it takes off, and I hope it comes to California. What else? I can't think of anything else. So yeah, sorry this podcast wasn't as in depth. I pulled an all-nighter the other night, and I'm gonna take a week to recover. So that's why you hear a lot of ums and breaks, and that's why you hear not a lot going on right now. I'm dead tired right now. It's unbelievable. And yeah, that's about all I have for this week. I'm gonna try to do these weekly here. Come up with some things to talk about, and try to do it weekly here. Leave topics that you want me to talk about in the comments below. Any questions you have, leave them in the comments below. On to Southwick. One more thing before I end here. Apparently there are going to be, and once again, these are rumors that I keep hearing. I haven't heard them much this week, but I also haven't been on Twitter much this week because of that goddamn limit rule. F that. Apparently MXGP riders are supposed to come over and do Southwick, both in the 250s and the 450s. So I bet Jeffrey Hurlings would have been doing it had he not gotten hurt. I think he would, and I really want to see. I want to one day. Maybe it'll happen at the Nations if Hurlings is healed. Maybe we'll get the Jet Lawrence Jeffrey Hurlings battle. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the Tomac Hurlings Jet battle, but I hope we get a Jet Lawrence Jeffrey Hurlings battle in the Sandman, especially if Jet does what I think he's going to do in the Sandman. It's going to be good. So, yeah, that's about all I have here for this pod. I'm starting to cut up sections. I feel like this would be a good section one. Thank you so much for listening to this. Like I keep saying, this will eventually be on Spotify, this podcast. I just gotta find a way, gotta find a budget. And yeah, thank you all so much for listening to this. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy Southwick. Maybe I'll do a bonus Monster Jam video or bonus Monster Jam episode of this soon. And yeah, thank you all so much for listening, watching, and see y'all next time. Bye-bye.